welcome to the channel, part 12. Can't believe it's been 12 parts already, but there we go. Well, it's a very rainy Sunday morning, and throughout this week I've been doing a few bits here and there, not a massive amount really. I've moved the car around in the garage so it points the right way, so it can go out to be collected when I get feedback from Colin in regards to a date. I think his work's slipping a little bit, so it's going to be a while. I've fitted the bonnet for now, keep the dust away, so that's back on it. Basically, this has come up the line of work of things to do. The sunroof frame, so it needs to be taken apart, cleaned, oiled, greased, etc. The strut brace, I'm not sure whether I'm going to use that yet. I'm not sure. Basically, I've made a start on cleaning the gearbox. So basically, it's been clean. There's still quite a lot more to do on it. I'm just about to start on the underside of it for now. At some point, I've scrubbed and heat painted the exhaust manifold. That's sorted. I'm just gonna put some heat wrap on it. I know there's mixed feelings on heat wrap. People are saying that they've had manifolds cracked by using it, etc, etc, because it stores additional heat in there and things. I've used them for years. You know, on the 205 I had the 4 branch with heat wrap on the manifold of that for best part of 9 years. I had no issues at all. And then obviously that was in two renditions of that really, the 8 valve 23S, the 1360, and also with the 1616 valve. I had no issues at all with it. So I also know a lot of people use it, have no issues. I think it's divided opinions on it, but I will definitely be wrapping it to keep the engine bay temperatures down on the 205. So that's my viewpoint on that. I'm sure a lot of you will disagree, and it's absolutely all right to do so. Update on the pins for the doors. A mate of mine in the Peugeot dealers on the island has got back to me. There's nothing in stock. There's nil stock of the pins. So I'm still looking for pins really. He's going a bit mad. Wait. He's had his haircut the other day, so he's feeling it a bit cold at the minute. But yes, back to the subject in hand. I'm going to have to find a solution for the door pins. So one of the things I'm looking at doing is, I'm not keen on the over drilling of the pins to go to a standard 8mm by 50mm roll pin. Yeah, not overly keen on the oversized drilling, so we'll have a think about that. Potentially looking at using something like possibly 7 by 60mm cap bolts, you know, with nylock nuts. I'm not sure that'll work, but it's worth looking into, and they'll be a lot more solid than a roll pin. So yeah, not sure on that one. So yeah, it's the another little bit is I got a slam panel the other week for that, so I need to get that blasted and painted again. That's it's going to go a nice satin black, in keeping with obviously the colour it should be. I've also taken a rain check on the door gutter seals, or the over door seals. I'll come back and sort them out. That's another point. One there, and this one here, and he's been a bit of a character this morning, the old Poochie. But yeah, that's it for this bit. I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, stubbing a little fastener on here. Here's the basically the air scoop. Just ground bits off it, break it off to release it. Happy days. That's the whole thing out. Mission accomplished. Happy days. Right, welcome back. That's the sunroof frame. Just everything removed from it. It's painted. It's just drying again. It's drying now. It's getting there nicely. A nice coat of satin black. So still a couple of patches of wet patches, but not too bad. The rear trim has now been prepped and painted. I've just tidied up the spring latch mechanism, the centre mechanism. The cable's not looking too clever, but it'll work probably. I'll wrap something around it to keep it all in place, because the sunroof was actually working properly initially. So that's done and dusted. So the next job is to actually get these done and dusted, so it won't be too bad. So I'll get going on these, and there's going to be another time lapse to speed things up a little bit, because I don't want you falling asleep on the watching the video. Catch you in a minute. Welcome back. Now that the sunroof frame is all dried off, time to put the bits back on it. So basically the cable It's ready to go back on. Let's set this up for a minute so you can have a look. Whilst I sort it out. Right, okay. Cable wise, feed this back through there. Camera, the light decides to go off at the critical point. Come on, that's better. Right, let's go. Right, get some grease on the spindle. Can't find my normal grease, so I think this will have to suffice. Definitely won't rust with that in. Right. Put this back in on here. So that one to there. That to there. That to there. So we'll put this latch on here, so push in through the hole, engage on the module there. That's in place. Same with this one, you've got a slot there, and the locking wire goes in and around there. So in we go, over the top, pull it down, and that's engages into there. That's lovely. Happy days. Put that in there. So there's a little buffer on the front of the frame. Basically, when you close the sunroof back in, it acts as a buffer, so the glass doesn't slam into the frame. So I cleaned off all the old adhesive. Somebody tried to use double-sided carpet tape on it, which made a real mess, which was an absolute nightmare to take off. But I've sorted it out, so happy days on that front. So what I'm using this time with this proper 3M VHB tape, very high bond. Let's have a look. It bonds that well. Actually, it's so difficult to get the backing tape off, as you can see. It's been an absolute pain. Right, might be good enough. Okay, right, that's that off. Now you get one shot with this stuff. That looks about centre. Right, that's that done. Now I've got a little rubber washer that goes on top of this with a washer, and then I've decided to put new washers and new nuts with these because it'll look a lot tidier. It'll be a better job. So right, okay. So let's just adjust that a little bit. Seems about right. Okay, right. And of course now all new nuts and washers for the securing pads of the locks. And there. Little washers in here. One more. Oops. Come on. Okay, so everything's dropping out of my hands at the minute. There. That's one side. Happy days. Last one, two, and last one, at least this one here, which would probably be the more awkward of the lot. Never mind. Okay, now come on. Up to 10. There's always the one, but there you go. Right, let's get these bolted down. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That one's already tied off from there. So, right. Pull that up a little bit more, make sure that's on there. Okay, right. That's those on, that's the buffer on, cable's back on, spindle's greased off, and it all works. Happy days. Job's a good one. Right, with the sunroof frame done, now it's time to finally get sucked in to the engine sensor loom. So just made a bit of a start here. This was the section that came through the bulkhead. I was quite keen, of course, as you might recall in one of the early videos, I wanted to check if all the cables were intact, because obviously they'd used the original bulkhead loom grommet, but it rotated and the loom had slumped down into the cutout and it started rubbing through. So you can see where it came to there with the grommet. It's quite wide, and of course now I'm going to be using a proper one. I shouldn't have any issues, but what I am going to do with this part that goes through the bulkhead, I'm going to put a bit of the corrugated section. I'm not quite sure where it is. It's in here, it's in the bag. I'm going to use some thicker stuff. That's the 7mm. I'm going to use the 15mm to put on there, and it will give me a bit of added insurance to make sure that these cables aren't going to get cut. So right, another time lapse now, and go through the rest of it. See you in a bit. welcome back. Now then, that's the loom pretty much finished. Checked all the connectors, it's all looking really nice and tidy and clean. Just one last little bit really to tape up, is just to tidy up this little section here. Everything else seems in order and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, happy days. See you in a minute. Well, that's the loom sorted. Happy days, all done and dusted, all nice and clean, everything checked. Happy days on that one. So yeah, also the starter alternator loom, so it's just like back on, all done with a new terminal on there. So yeah, that's all the looms sorted out now as well. So happy days on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. For this part 12. I will catch you again in part 13, hopefully. In the next part, the 205 will be heading away for a coat of paint. Failing that, there's plenty of other things left to do. Obviously need to finish the gearbox, continue and finish the gearbox, and engine wise I haven't touched it yet, but I'm nearing the point of having to make a start on that to keep the project moving forward. So but yeah, thanks again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please press the subscribe button, click the on the bell as well for notifications of future uploads, and to keep up to speed. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next episode. Take it easy. Goodbye.